the Pacific to our backyard. Stay informed with Pacific Mornings.
Kia ora, it's currently 8:03. Welcome back to Pacific Mornings on 5:31 PI. I'm Alaki Hifo-Vailala. Now, New Zealand's ministerial absence from the upcoming Cook Islands' 60th anniversary has raised eyebrows, especially following the recent pause in development funding. With the shifting political landscape in New Caledonia and the Pacific Islands Leaders Forum approaching in September, what's at stake for Pacific unity? Joining us now to unpack these issues is Foreign Affairs Minister Vaovasamanaia Winston Peters. Kia ora, welcome back to the show. How are you this morning, Minister?
Kia ora, very good, thank you, and I hope you and your listeners are equally and likewise.
Well, it's great to have you back on the show after you were just on last week. Now, why is the government not sending a ministerial representative such as yourself or the Prime Minister or even the Minister for Pacific Peoples to the upcoming Cook Islands 60th celebration of self-governance?
Look, we've got a special realm relationship. The King Charles cannot go, and so the next highest person in this country constitutionally is the Governor-General. And that's why the matter has been given the esteem and respect it deserves. The Governor-General is the right person to go at the highest level.
Last week you told us that you were still deciding who to send. Did something happen in the last week that escalated matters?
Well, we had to find out what the Governor-General was available.
Right, but you've got to say, 10 years ago, John Key, who was the Prime Minister at the time, attended the 50th celebrations. Why didn't the Prime Minister go all yourself?
Well, I'll just give you the reason, because the King couldn't go. Then the next highest person is the Governor-General. The Governor-General went to the same equivalent celebration for Niue, and no one complained about that. So why are people seeing extraordinary alternative reasons for this happening? Or are you saying that I'm in a higher position than the Governor-General? I don't think so.
Yeah, but leading up to Niue celebrations last year, we had the Prime Minister make a stop in Niue, and yourself too. You both led delegations to Niue prior to the celebrations, but that wasn't the same for this time year round. Why is that?
Well, again, looking at all the options we had and remembering the Niue experience, we believe from the word go, the Governor-General was the right person to go. So everyone's reading all sorts of other things into it. There are the 364 other days of the year to talk about government to government or minister to minister negotiations or official to official negotiations. But this is a special day and a special occasion. And I can recall I think it was 26 years ago, the equivalent, the Governor-General going to Niue as well. So why is this new?
Did you or the Prime Minister speak with Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown to explain why the New Zealand government wasn't sending a minister?
No, I'm explaining to you. I would have thought that if I was in the Prime Minister Cook Islands position, I'd regard that as the proper procedure, the proper protocol, and I'd be entirely happy with it. It is, after all, a special realm relationship, and here comes the person in the shoes of the King of the Commonwealth.
So you announced the pause of funding to the Cook Islands. Has Mark Brown reached out to you for a talanoa, or has there been any conversation between you and Mark Brown since that announcement?
Well, only briefly, because we met in Nice for the Oceans Conference recently. But this is being handled by agreement between senior officials and working their way through it.
And now, Minister, you're headed to the Pacific Islands Forum Foreign Affairs Ministers meeting next month. Will situations such as the tensions between New Zealand and Cook Islands, as critics have labelled it, will it put the regional unity at risk?
No, of course not, because the Pacific Islands Forum is a key central organisation in our relationships, and every one of them matters, and we've done our utmost to get to the whole lot as hard as we could straight after the last election. It was an extensive, and sometimes more than once, it was an extensive tour program to reconnect as hard as we could, because in the previous administration, there'd been no travel at all. For example, no one had been to Micronesia. I think no one had gone to Melanesia, and it was a huge gap that we had to make up as fast as we could. That's how important we believe every Pacific Island nation is. And we're doing it not by words, but by action.
Now, just turning now to New Caledonia, does New Zealand support France's proposal for greater local control, or is there concern that underlying tensions remain unresolved?
Look, in the end, this will be for the French government and the New Caledonian people to work out. But we are pleased to see what looks like uh, a serious program unfolding here for a greater response to some of the concerns of the people in New Caledonia. Don't forget, we brought a huge delegation across here recently to go down around parts of New Zealand in the Maori world and see how asset management can help alongside the government facilitation. And they were delighted with that. And so, as we said to the French, look, we're here to help in any way we possibly can, because we believe, like you, that there's a pathway forward. And it's got to be a pathway forward where the local people, in a special relationship with you, are confident about going into the future. Remember this, when you've got a country like France with an aid program of billions of dollars to a place like New Caledonia, that is something you'd want to save at all costs if you possibly can. Now, what we are saying in New Zealand and what we're saying to the French is that we can in any way help, we want to, but the pathway forward is being ironed out as they speak, and let's hope and pray that it works.
What responsibility does New Zealand have to speak up on, I guess, this issue?
Well, our responsibility is, first of all, to respect that they're all separate island nations with separate populations. And the number one responsibility we have is to treat them with equality. We expect to be treated with equality when we're dealing with big nations. And by comparison, these countries are as small to us as we are to China. But it doesn't mean we should be treated any differently. We say that small states matter. They matter big time. They've got a right to their own self-determination. And our job is to help them get there and ensure that the Pacific, in the meantime, remains proud of the phrase itself. Pacific means peace. It means going forward with plans to uplift people from all over this blue continent, which is 31% of the world's surface. And we are spending all our time we possibly can reminding big countries. Dare I say it, from the United States, from even I spoke to the Germans about it the other day. We speak to the Scandinavians. We're all getting involved here in trying to help. And the giant shift in our aid program to the Pacific is the result of the inspiration of New Zealand First and our desire to put far more money into our home front yard, not our backyard, as people explain. It's our front yard. It's a front yard from whence many of us came hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Have you reached out to President Ponga since the agreement was finalised? And if so, what did you say?
No, I haven't had a chance to reach out to him, but we've had excellent conversations and communications with him beforehand when we were there getting ready and making the offer. Look, get a number of your Kanak business people representation. Come to New Zealand. We'll try and show you, not by way of boasting or being overproud, but there is a way forward. And perhaps this will outline for you how some of your asset value can materialize to being of enormous advantage long-term for your people. I just wish we'd had more media coverage of that, because this was a very exciting delegation. We sent a plane up, picked them all up, took them around New Zealand, and then took them home again, and they were very, very grateful to us. Now, that's what New Zealand First and the New Zealand National Party and, dare I say, the ACT Party and the Coalition, and dare I say, all political parties in this country, because when we go to the Pacific, we try and take a cross-party delegation to demonstrate that when we look ashore, we look offshore, we look with one view, one country, one people. That is all New Zealanders trying to help.
Can we expect any future cross-party delegation visits that you'll be leading to the Pacific anytime soon?
Yes, you can, but I can't tell you how exciting it'll be, but it won't be quite where you think it's going to be. And if you sign up early enough, you might be able to come yourselves.
I hope so too. Now, Minister, as we wrap up our talanoa, are there any other Pacific priorities occupying your attention at the moment? You were just in Nice, as you say.
Oh, look, the focus for us is to help out on resilience in terms of the climate change. And climate change has always happened; it's inevitable. But our job is to build and help build local resilience and help people on their pathways through. We've got the same situation in our country. The program is very, very full, and we're going to be heading to the Pacific Islands Conference in the Solomon Islands before too long. And our job is to get ready for that so that, can I just say one thing? So that our meetings become far more impactful and far more meaningful. Time's of the essence now. No more. I know Talanoa is a great way of relying and relaxing and waiting around and having conversations, but we need action right here, right now, and that's what we'll be talking about.
Whawhetai lava, Minister. Thank you for joining us this morning. Really appreciated our conversation.
No, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. That was Foreign Affairs Minister Vaovasamanaia Winston Peters. If you missed any part of that talanoa, the full interview will be uploaded to our 531 PI Facebook page very soon, and you can read the full story